Sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football pregame show. I know it's not before the game, and I know they just came off halftime, and the Bears are beating the Seattle Seahawks 10-3 right now at Soldier Field in Chicago, and the Bears have the ball at the start of the third quarter. And I feel the Seahawks are struggling right now, and their offense is just not stepping it up, but they need to step it up if they want to win this. And I think they have a good team, and this could be a close game. But I'm going with Chicago, and I'm going to say right now I'm still going to say 31-28, because this could go either way. Or 31. Actually 28-21. I'm going to say that. So. And I feel that this is going to be a good game between the Bears and the Seahawks. And I have to go with Chicago because I just can't go against the home team when it's a Monday night game. And I think this game is really going to be a close one. It could come down to the wire, this game. So I really feel it's going to be a great game between the Bears and the Seahawks, which is still going on right now. And I'm going to go over all of yesterday's action one more time, as I have done. The Indianapolis Colts beat, the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Baltimore Ravens, as you know, Thursday night, 34-23. The Indianapolis Colts were all over the Washington Redskins, beat them 21-9. The Atlanta Falcons beat the Carolina Panthers 31-24. Carolina tried to make a comeback, but they just could not get the win in this one. Minnesota and Green Bay, that one seesaw back and forth. Green Bay had led, and Minnesota led, and it went into overtime, and then because it was tied at 29, and both teams missed a field goal opportunity to win the game, and it was a tie, and it tied 29-29. So that means both teams are 1-0-1. The LA Chargers beat the Buffalo Bills 31-20, and Buffalo just tried to battle back and just could not. It wasn't enough. They just couldn't get the job done yet. They just couldn't get anything going. The Tennessee Titans beat the Houston Texans 20-17. Excuse me, in Houston. Tennessee really had a much better game this week, I felt, than they did last week, and it was they really came alive, and they really stepped it up, as well as their quarterback. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 42-37, and this game, Kansas City led this game from the get-go. And Pittsburgh battled back, but in the end, KC got the win. The Miami Dolphins upset the New York Jets yesterday, 20-12 in New York, and the Jets just could not get it together yesterday. And Sam Darnold had a few one good touchdown. I think most of it was field goals. I feel that the Jets just could not get it together. Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Tampa Bay Bucks yesterday in Tampa Bay, 27-21. Tampa Bay jumped out to early lead, and Philadelphia battled back, but Tampa Bay led this one from the get-go, but it just wasn't enough. They just could not get the win in this one. The Browns, they led this one through the third quarter, and in the fourth, they blew it. They let it get away. They were up 3-0 in the first, and then they were up 6-3, which was at halftime, and then they were up 12-3 in the third, and then they blew it in the fourth quarter. But they did tie it up at 18-0, but then they missed. 4 field goals were missed in the game yesterday by Zane Gonzalez, and I think they're going to have a different kicker for this Thursday's game against the Jets. And in the end, New Orleans got the win 20-18 because their field goal was good. And I feel this one, the Browns will play the Jets this Thursday, and I feel this game is a must-win for the Cleveland Browns, and they need to win it. The LA Rams were all over Arizona. They hammered them 34-0 yesterday. And the Rams just controlled this game from the get-go. Arizona just could not get anything together, and they just did not stand a chance in this one. It was all Rams. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Detroit Lions by a field goal, 30-27. And San Francisco jumped out to the early lead, and Detroit tried to battle back, but they did lead once, but then San Francisco reclaimed it, and Detroit just could not battle back. Excuse me. But the big upset, I feel, the other big upset was in Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the New England Patriots 31-20, and that means both teams that went to the Super Bowl lost in Week 2. The Denver Broncos came back in the final seconds and beat the Oakland Raiders by kicking a field goal and beating them 20-19. And the Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Giants in Big D 20-13. And this was an interesting week in Week 2, and I just felt this was an interesting week in Week 2. Oh no, I forgot to give you today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Who was the first player to rush for 1,000 yards in a season? And I'll have the answer, and normally I say later on the broadcast, since we're throwing off a little bit tonight, because I'm calling it a pregame halftime show, and so since it's thrown off a little bit tonight, I'll give you it in a few minutes. When it gets to be at 9 minutes, I will give it to you in just 3 minutes. Now, getting back to tonight's game between the Bears and Seahawks, and they're up 10-3 right now, beginning of the third quarter. And I feel they need to they struggled the first half, the Seahawks, and need to step it up. And the Bears, they need to keep on holding that lead. They've got to put the pressure on Seattle's quarterback and keep him on the ground, keep the ball away from him, and keep doing that. And the Seahawks need to put the pressure on the Bears quarterback and keep the ball away from him. And they got to have a good running game, and the Seahawks do too. So I feel this is going to be a grudge match, but I think they're going to butt, and I think that's really – I feel the Bears have the edge in this game, and I really do. And I got to tell you, I really feel that they do. And I just feel that they're going to take it, and I've said before, 28-21. With Dallas's game yesterday between the Cowboys, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott had 16-25. He was that, and 160 yards, 1 TD, and 1 interception. Giants quarterback Eli Manning was 33 of 44, 279 yards, 1 TD, and no interceptions. Just that you might let you know that. And I just feel, as I said before, I feel the Bears have the edge in this game. And they're going to take it 28-21. That's my prediction. But we'll see if I'm right or not. And I feel that this is going to be, I feel it's going to be a good game. Right now it's a close one. It's 10-3 right now. So we'll see what happens in this game. And I just feel this has been an interesting week of football in Week 2. And I just felt the Browns, being a diehard Browns, I felt the Browns should have won yesterday's game. But they played well, and they had several chances to win and just could not do it. So I feel this Thursday's one against the Jets is a must-win. They must beat the New York Jets. And we'll get back to talking football in just a sec. But it's now time for the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football trivia question. Well, NFL football trivia question. Who was the first player to rush for 1,000 yards in a season? If you said Beatty Feathers of the Chicago Bears, you are correct. Beatty Feathers of the Chicago Bears rushed for 1,004 yards in 1934. Remarkably, he did it in only 119 carries, giving him an amazing 8.4 yards per carry average. Now I have another trivia question on my next broadcast, so stay tuned for that. Now, getting back to the tonight's Monday night game, and I want to really touch base on that. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to mention. The Browns released wide receiver Josh Gordon today, as had been indicated over the weekend in the news, and he is now, and they traded him actually to the New England Patriots for a 5th-round draft pick, and I thought that was a good move. And Hugh Jackson said in the press conference, "We give and Gordon every opportunity possible, and we feel this is a good move, and I think he needed to change his scenery, and I feel this is a good move, and John Dorsey feels the same way. I feel both, it was a good decision by Dorsey and Jackson, and I just really feel that this was a good move. And we got Randy Shooter for him, or Schwartzer for him, we did, and we got a 5th-round draft pick as well. And so I feel this was a good move on the Browns. And I feel that for the game Thursday night, I feel the Browns need to really step it up. They have a different kicker, and they might want to start Baker Mayfield, because Tyrod Taylor, I thought, was too conservative in this game. And I feel he needs to step it up. Maybe sit this one, maybe not have him play and start Baker Mayfield, but we'll see. But I feel this is a must-win for the Cleveland Browns on Thursday night, and I will have the pregame show and the postgame show for Thursday Night Football on Thursday night. So stay tuned for that. Now, I still know the Chicago Bears lead the Seattle Seahawks 10-3 in the third, and the Bears, I know, have the ball. I don't know if they still have it. Maybe things have changed. I don't know, but that's what I have right now. And so we'll see what happens, and hopefully between the Bears and Seahawks, it's going to come down to the wire, but I still feel that Chicago has the edge in this game, and I feel it's going to be a close one tonight. And Chicago mainly does well on Monday night games, and the Seahawks do well too, but there's been times where Chicago has not done well. So we shall see what happens with this game tonight and the rest of it. And once again, I'm sorry for doing this pregame show so late, and so we're calling it so I've just called it a pregame halftime show, started the third quarter show. So that's going to wrap it up for this Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football pregame show, halftime show, and third quarter show. I'll have a postgame show after this game has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. Enjoy the game. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.